November 6th, fall garden tour. I've never done a garden tour in November before. This is crazy. All right, this is the backyard. I got this little deck area. This is my project next year. Shh, my husband does not know, but here's where the chicken coop is. That's our back fence with the cattle panel. And then the chicken run is in there, and I'm gonna have him put up some posts and build like a pergola over top of that. And then I'm gonna fill in this little sitting area with the bench and some pots and stuff, so I can sit here and talk to my chickens and look at the rest of the garden. That's next year's project, but for now I'm just kind of getting it set up. The chickens are back in here relaxing because the dog's out. Back over here. Hi, Mason. We got our garden pile. I cleaned out the chicken coop. Can you come back in? Sure. And the chickens like to play in the compost pile. They're gonna get rid of that. Everyone.
He's eating.
Bella. Bella. Everyone, this is Bella, new farm dog, urban farm homestead dog. Bella, say hi, Bella. Hi, Bella. Hi. Okay, so we got Bella out of the bed. This garden bed we cleaned up yesterday. This is my garlic bed for winter this year. I grew so many things in this year. I've got all these green onions left. They can take a freeze. We've had a couple hard freezes. So can the snapdragons. Freeze got little zinnias I had growing here, but I pretty much went through and cleaned it all up. Brent mulched the lawn and dumped a bunch of grass in here and cut up leaves, and then I went in here and took a whole bunch of deep litter from the chicken coop and topped it off. You can totally have a glass of Pepsi. Say hello to the internet.
What?
Yes.
What did you say after that?
I said say hello to the internet. All right. So I use deep litter bedding in here, which has been my experiment. It does not smell. It's fantastic. I just get this pine shavings from Tractor Supply. I top them off every week. And then I also give them greens like that in and out here. And so they mix everything in. They kind of compost stuff in. And if you look underneath there, it's super, super good compost. But you can't put hot chicken poop on a place you want to plant. So what I went is I cleaned all this out yesterday. And I dumped it here on this bed and back in the corner in that compost pile back there. So that will have all winter to compost down even more, and it'll be really, really good for spring. And then I cleaned up their coop into the ground here, and they'll do the same thing with that. And I gave them nice fresh shavings up there so they're nice and warm for the winter. Bella really likes the chickens. They're not really sure about her. They don't mind her if she's on the other side of the fence. Got some dinosaur kale. Still kicking. So here I have my asparagus. Next year will be year 2. I started them from crowns. And then everywhere here where Bella's playing, this area I'm just trying some red garlic this year. I did Romanian red. It's a hard neck. And then in the top, all along the back row, I have got the Polish white soft neck that I did last year too. So that whole back row. I usually harvest that, I think last year I did it the last week of June, middle of June. So I'm putting it in the back row so I can plant in front of it for spring and early summer. And then when I pull all that garlic up that's back here, I will plant a row of beans on it, and I'll have them climb the trellis. Bella, what you doing? I don't think my asparagus likes you back there. Come on, let's go. All right, on this side, I have got the old tomatoes. Wow, Mason is back. Yes. Sure, bring it here. I broadcast carrot seeds in here. They're all little finger carrots. They are small, but they can take the cold. They can actually take being frozen, and they'll just start growing in the spring again. So I just threw them in here. If I get some now, great. If I don't, also just fine. We'll get them in the spring. They're going to keep this ground covered, which is good. You always want to keep your ground covered. So they're kind of a little cover crop if they don't work, and if they do work, we got a bunch of carrots. Super cool. Bella also wants to play in here. Dude. Farm dogs cannot go in there. All right. This is the fall lettuce bed, November 6th. This has been through 2 hard freezes. Using it all as cutting lettuce. I've got parsley out here still. I've got a couple hot peppers out here still. Some arugula, a little bit of spinach. So we're just going to use this until it is gone. So we'll keep cutting it. It might make it into December. We'll see how cold it is. I might put a screen over top of it. Lasts a little bit longer, but we should have fresh lettuce for at least another month. This is all closed up for the year. Same thing. Cut grass, cut leaves, a little bit of chicken poop, the succulent wall. These will all be fine all winter long. I'll just leave them alone. I pulled some little baby ones into the house to grow. This right here is Brent's construction problem before winter. He's going to make a bed there, like a raised bed on top of that, so I can get some better soil. I used these grow bags last year, and they didn't hold enough nutrients and good soil to really make things grow well, so I need a bigger bed with more dirt and stuff in. Same thing over here. These crazy tomatoes, look at November 5th, 6th. They're holding on. They're really sheltered. They're between our house and the neighbor, so they get pretty sheltered. I'm just throwing compost and stuff in here. All this kale. This kale will last probably all winter. I'll just keep cutting it back, feeding it to us or to the chickens. I spent about 6 hours yesterday coming through and just kind of cutting down everything in the front yard that the frost killed. You can see my cabbage looks fantastic, but spotty. Every couple days I just pull one and give it to the chickens. They're all kind of buggy. So I'm not going to make anything out of them, but I'm just once in a while I keep giving one to the chicken. Pulled down all my vines yesterday. That clematis is still kind of hanging on. Over here, the honeysuckle is blooming still. You see that? Oh, she's so pretty. I cut all the zinnia down and saved the heads for seed. Same thing over here. Just went through and cut everything down. Cleaned out a lot of this alyssum. There's quite a bit left still here. I may or may not have thrown a bunch of that seed into our grass. Don't tell my husband. Everything that's here is still kind of stuff that's going to come back, which needs to be cut back. This woodruff. I need to go through and clean this up, and then next time we mow the lawn, we'll just go ahead and cover all this. That flax is all gone to seed. I got some sage, some oregano, lemon balm, lavender. I might cut that lavender and dry it still. Look at the salvia. Isn't that pretty? She's still going, right? Salvia, these are all snapdragons. They're still going. Calendula, snapdragons. I had no idea this many flowers would still be here in November. These guys are all going to stay here. They'll be here next year too. And this area right here I just tore out last night. It's a giant mess of grass because right above it is all the bird feeder stuff. So on the to-do list for next year is figure out a solution. I might just put wood chips here, really, really thick, and put a pot there or something. Hey, look at these little chickens and hens. They all had babies. I might come save a couple of those babies so they make it through the winter okay. Oregano has pretty much taken this over, which is exactly what I wanted. My goal here is not to have to use wood chips after a while and just let the herbs take over. Got marjoram, geranium, and then back here, this is kind of where I have all the plants for the butterflies, and I pretty much stripped them all down. I should have cut those guys down. Hey, baby birdie. It was the milkweed and things like that. I let it all go to seed back there so it can grow behind the bushes. Next year, look at that chickadee. She's so cute. Next year, that is my plan. Can you see her? Hey, baby. Little chickadee. Next year back here, I'm going to clear this all out, and I'm going to put in kind of like a standing fence section behind those. I don't know if you can kind of tell. I don't know how much you can see with this. But right behind all those bushes, I get tons and tons of birds in these bushes. I'm going to put a fence section, freestanding, and I'm going to use grow buckets behind there and grow up it. Like a whole wall of something. I don't know what yet. We'll see. So I'll have that with all my butterfly garden stuff. Hello, pretty calendula. These guys don't mind the cold either. I've ordered like, oh, I don't even know, 6 different kinds of calendula for next year. Just really kind of digging them this year. This section got crazy this year. That was the Tithonia Mexican sunflower I got right there. Next year, I'm going to grow it there too, but I think all the way against the house, and I think I'm going to get some kind of trellis because it goes way taller than that ladder. And then I grew these crazy tomatoes in here, literally, Barry's Crazy Cherry. And I'm not going to grow them there again, but I'm going to grow them somewhere else. And then this area needs a little bit of work, but we'll get to it. This area is always so sad when everything comes out. I got all these volunteer marigolds left, but I cut all the zinnia down, all the echinacea down, all the sunflowers down. I took all the squash off the wall. There's actually bulbs in here, so the first thing that happened in the spring on this wall is tulips. And then after the tulips kind of get yucky, then I'll go through and plant all my summer seed. So for now, I'll just go ahead and top that with some leaves. The main garden actually looks really pretty for fall, I think. I got all these radishes down here. I don't know how much you can see, but they're looking, I might actually pull them. Let's see what this guy looks like. Look at that. Aren't you cute? This is a new one called Purple Sunrise. I might pull those and pickle them today. I got a little batch of them. And then I've got a whole bunch of different random things just kind of in here. Oh, that one got eaten. Whether they make it or not, I don't really know. There's a little bit of kale, some Swiss chard, and then I do have a whole row of beets. And what I'll probably end up doing with all of this, I'm going to pull all those radishes, and then I'm probably just going to cover everything up and in some kind of leaf or grass mixture, add a little bit of chicken poop, and I'll probably just leave a little row where these beets are. Everything else is a mysterious surprise. Oh, I also have carrots over here. Let's go look at the carrots. I'll probably leave a little bit of space on these carrots too. But everything else will be, if it comes up, it comes up. But I'm going to treat it like it's not. So this is a carrot that I forgot to pull. Look at that baby. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. All right. Here, I got another one. These were from my spring carrots that just never got pulled. And then after I pulled everything out of the summer garden, they're just really big hanging out. Look at that. All right, carrots for lunch. I don't know if you can really see, but there's some carrots. I got lots of little carrots coming up. All the way down here. So, look at that guy. Got some tatsoi. Those greens are tatsoi. Let me see if I can make you see it better. Yeah. Whoa, my thumb looks huge. Right there. Those are all tatsoi. They're like a spinachy kind of green. They're primarily, I'm just going to give them to the chickens. We won't eat them right now. And then I got Mason's little watermelon garden right here too. We cleared that out. I fed the last watermelon to the chickens just last week. Mulched it all really good. And then I also planted 2 rows along the long sides, one on either side, of Polish white garlic. And then in the middle, he can put his watermelon plants in the summer. And I'll just pull the garlic from the edges. And then by the time I do that, they'll want extra space. So that should work out really well. So the yard is all cleaned up. Lots of colors still. November 6th. Super exciting.